Hey, everybody. So, today we are going to talk about what to do when you feel like giving up. I picked this one on a whim, and because I don't have my September content done yet. And I picked it because it's how I'm a little bit feeling today, to be honest. And here's the thing is it doesn't matter how successful people are or how much it looks like they're successful, and it doesn't matter how different than you they look. We all have days when we feel like giving up. We all have days when it feels overwhelming, when it feels like it's just too much, when it feels like we cannot possibly figure it out, right? um that's just called being human. I mean, I would be lying to you if I said every day I am happy, upbeat, ready to go. And then I never have days when I question whether I'm good enough or whether I am the one to be doing any of this. I have those days. I think we all have those days. I think the key isn't not having those days, it's how we deal with those days or how we use those days, right? Um, because we have to feel our feelings, right? We can't suppress them. We can't wish them away. When we have bad days, when we have days when we feel overwhelmed or stressed out or frazzled or, just not like our best selves, no amount of, you know, positive thinking will make it just go away. And I think it does people a disservice, a great disservice, especially with, challenges with mental health and all of that. It does people a great disservice to say that if you just, you know, think positive, Atreyu, that your bad day will go away, because that's really just masking it. And so I'm going to share with you today what I do on days like today when you wonder whether you can do it, right? You feel like giving up. You feel like throwing up the white flag and saying, that's it, I surrender. You're right. I was clearly not cut out for this. One of the first things that I do is I accept the feeling. Okay. I accept that this is how I feel. I name the feeling, right? So how am I feeling today? Well, I'm feeling behind. I'm feeling disorganized. I'm feeling unprepared. I'm feeling overcommitted. I'm feeling, like I'm letting people down, right? So name the feeling and accept it with grace, right? Don't just accept it and be like, oh, yeah, I feel this way. Accept it with love. Like, hey, you're feeling this way today. Like, say to yourself, I say, Angela, I know you're feeling overwhelmed and unprepared and behind today. And that's okay. And a lot of times I just sit with it. I'm working with one of my coaches, Rebecca at Vibe Mentor, and she, really helps me to sit with my feelings. Where do I feel them in my body? How does it feel? What kind of feeling is it? Like, really feel that feeling, because you've got to remember, your body hangs on to things. Even if you are the master of compartmentalization and can suppress and push things deep down, your body remembers. And so if you sit with the feeling and not sit and spiral or sit and dwell, but sit and feel it, actually allow yourself to feel it. And then forgive yourself for that feeling if you have to, right? Or maybe just, for me, what I do is I remind myself that it is perfectly normal to feel this way and that everybody feels this way sometimes. Even the people that you never think feel this way. Everybody feels like somebody else is doing a better job or they're behind at least once in a while. Maybe some of us more than others, but everybody feels that way. Once I kind of accept the feeling and I name it and I sit with it and I feel it, I either write about it, because for me, that is very therapeutic. And I'm a terrible journaler. Here's the thing. I wish I did more journaling, but when I do remember and when I do feel inspired to do it, writing about how I'm feeling really helps me, because it gets the thoughts out of my head and onto a page where I can see them, where they're now not just a narrative in my head. Or I do something different, right? I move, I go for a run. Running is a big one for me. The joke is always that I run until I think I'm going to puke, and it literally expels a lot of that tension, because it also helps get my mind off of ruminating, right? So instead of thinking about what's bothering me and reaching back and finding examples to support all of these negative feelings, I focus on something else. And running also helps increase endorphins and serotonin and helps with the body chemistry. But for other people, yoga might work. Take a nap. I mean, honestly, if you find that you are on a downward spiral, take a nap. Give your brain a break. Give yourself a break. But whatever you do not make permanent decisions, right? Don't make a decision that you can't take back. Don't send an email that was written in an emotional state. Don't text your ex-boyfriend, ex-husband, ex-best friend, ex-anybody when you're feeling like this, right? Don't lash out, burn bridges, do that kind of stuff. Because this is a temporary feeling, and that is key, is that the bad news is bad days happen. But the good news is, it's only temporary. Sorry, I got that wrong. The bad news is everything changes, and the good news is everything changes, right? Like, this too shall pass. These feelings are temporary. There's a number of things that can cause them, right? I mean, we could have had a tough day the day before, and now we're trying to pick ourselves back up. Maybe we had a bad sleep. Maybe we're feeling overwhelmed because we got a lot going on in our personal life and our business and everything. Maybe, hormonally or chemistry in our body. Maybe we haven't had enough water, haven't enough to eat. Maybe we haven't had the right things to eat. Like, there's so many things that affect how we feel. But a lot of these moments are temporary, right? If I threw my hands up on a bad day and emailed everybody and said, that's it, I'm a failure, I'm done, it's over, cancel everything, and then woke up tomorrow and was like, shit, not a good idea, and I tried to take it back, people already now think, I'm a quitter, I'm unreliable, whatever. Not to say worry about what people think, but the emotion that led me to do that was temporary. Now, here's the thing. This does not mean you can't quit ever, right? You absolutely should stop doing something if it no longer serves you, brings you joy, or it just is causing you to feel this way all the time, right? There's a difference between taking, like, emotionally reacting or acting in an emotional state and actually choosing to stop doing something, right? You don't have to do your business for the rest of your life if you don't want to. You don't have to do it tomorrow if you don't want to. You can change your mind, start a new business, pick a new career, go back to work, do nothing. You can do whatever you want. What I'm saying is, don't make that decision and action on it when you know that you are in an emotional state. Think on it, right? Write it down. Give yourself the night. Look at it again the next day. Do I still feel this way? Right? Give yourself time to process things, because the ups and downs and roller coasters and bad days and feelings of unworthiness are part of the entrepreneurial journey. But every time we move through one of those days, we come out stronger. I mean, there's always going to be challenges, and, it takes time to build up the resources and the tools to, feel unfazed by things. But you can move through a day where you feel like giving up without actually giving up, because tomorrow could be brighter. And so, like I said, feel the feeling, name it, say how you're feeling, accept that you're feeling this way, right? Don't try to fight it. Don't try to push it away. Don't tell yourself you should be feeling differently. Don't shame yourself for all the great things you have going on in your life. And how could you feel this way when everything's so great? Don't do that. That's not fair to yourself, right? Accept the feelings, name them, and sit with them, feel them, and give yourself grace. Love yourself through that feeling. Like, you know what? I'm human and I'm having a bad day, and that's okay. I'm allowed to have a bad day. I'm allowed to not feel my best. I'm allowed to not be friggin' peppy all the time. I'm allowed to be whatever I want to be. And then breathe and remind yourself that this too shall pass, and then do something else. Don't try to hammer your way through it, right? I mean, we've been told to just push through and, keep pressing on and all of this stuff. But here's the thing. It won't get you the results you want. The best thing you can do is take a break. Take a break. Go do something that brings you joy. Go walk in nature. Go, like I said, write. Go for a run. Paint. Cuddle a chicken. Cuddle a dog. Cuddle a kid. Do whatever you want. Bake something. But do something else. Walk away from the things that are making you feel bad. Help someone else. That's a big one. I find when I am feeling really crappy, helping someone else helps me, right? Doing something nice for someone else makes me feel better. So I guess the moral of the story is everybody has these days. You're not broken, you're not wrong, and you're not alone. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect. But these days pass, this too shall pass, and tomorrow will be brighter. So, as always, remember, the woman you see when you look in the mirror is exactly what a successful entrepreneur looks like. Be well.